Ted Cruz's filibuster is over, but a number of votes did follow it. You know, we're trying to move our way, or at least I would say the people who want the government to continue to function are moving our way towards actually doing that. And there have been a number of votes along the way, and many Republicans are continuing their attacks on Ted Cruz from earlier this week, saying that what he's doing is pointless or irrational, that he's just doing it for his own purposes. One is Tennessee's Bob Corker, and he had it out with Ted Cruz on the floor of the Senate. Let's watch.
Y'all have sent out releases and emails, and you want everybody to be able to watch. And it just doesn't seem to me that that's in our nation's interest, nor is it candidly in the interest of those who want to see good policy on the conservative side.
Madam President, I appreciate the senator from Tennessee's comments supporting the majority leader. And I know the senator from
Supporting
Tennessee,
the House of Representatives.
I know the senator from Tennessee is learned on Senate procedures, so that I know that he must have made a misstatement.
Tomorrow's vote is a vote to end debate in support of exactly what the House of Representatives has sent over. That is a confusing thing to a lot of folks. So we're going to be cutting off debate on a bill that the House Republicans have sent over to us. This vote tonight, happening tomorrow instead, is that my two colleagues, who I respect, have sent out emails around the world and turned this into a show, possibly, and therefore they want people around the world to watch, maybe them and others on the Senate floor.
And I would note that he suggested that this is confusing, and I guess I don't think it's all that confusing. The senator from Tennessee says that a vote in favor of cloture is a vote in favor of the House bill and in favor of defunding Obamacare. If that's the case, then the question I would pose to my friend from Tennessee, why is Majority Leader Harry Reid going to vote the same way you're proposing to vote? Why is every Democrat in this chamber going to vote the way you're proposing to vote? If this is a vote in favor of defunding Obamacare, is it the senator from Tennessee's suggestion that the majority leader and the Senate Democrats are confused about this vote?
Well, I would respond that after a 21-hour filibuster yesterday, you voted in favor of the thing you're filibustering, and Senator Harry Reid joined you in that too. So it seems to me that they're very similar.
So as we said, there have been a number of votes. It seems like, based on our understanding of what's going on, that they are both somewhat right if you pretend that they're both being genuine.
I would like to now speak for at least 21 hours, saying that I disagree that it is confusing. I vote for opening this debate, but not closing it. Okay, so obviously I agree with Corker in part, but Cruz in part as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I definitively say that it is not confusing.
I'm not sure, but it's not confusing.
What's wrong with you guys? It's fucking obvious.
Really fast, before we get into the actual, the votes and all of that, I loved how Corker there said they're making it a show, possibly, to see people, maybe them.
Maybe
he was pulling, the speech version of writing a headline, and you can write whatever you want as long as you put a question mark at the end of it.
Yeah. He learned that from Fox News. He said, and the gentleman who I respect. I'm sure you do. But then Cruz came back. Nobody can be condescending as well as Cruz can, right? So Cruz comes back with, I don't understand why it's confusing to some. Are you stupid? With all due respect.
What did you do, go to Vanderbilt?
I know, he's very learned. So can I just say, so basically, without going through all this individual votes, which is confusing, basically what it is Ted Cruz thinks that he can delay this bill to fund the government, and that the Democrats will crack and then say, okay, we'll defund Obamacare. The Republicans know that. The other Republicans, the mainstream ones like Cork, they know it's not going to happen, and so quit effing around and don't shut down the government because it's going to be bad for us. So that's the big debate,
Not even just don't shut down the government, don't push it to the brink.
Yeah.
Blame us.
Because every day that you extend this, you make us look like crazy, extreme obstructionists.
So that's basically the whole discussion.
Yeah, I mean, I vote no on cloture on that point, but overall, I think I agree. So I'll be voting yes in the end. All right. So in fact, let's go to video 7, because I think video 7, when Cruz goes on Sean Hannity's program, really goes to the heart of what Jimmy was just saying, right? And I think that'll help us decide who was right and who was wrong here. Let's watch that.
It seems that why are they? Is it that they're angry? You're a freshman senator, and how dare you fulfill your campaign promise to your constituents? Because I don't see you're doing anything other than that. Why is there such resentment here? Because this was getting downright hostile. Well, Sean, I don't want to speculate about Bob Corker's motivations in coming to the floor and supporting Harry Reid and attacking Mike Lee, which is what he did this afternoon. But let me say this generally. A lot of Republicans, they've been here a long time, and they're beaten down. And they're scared that if we stand together on this and if a government shutdown results, that Republicans will be blamed and it's too politically risky. And, I just think we need to stand for principle.
So 2 things there. Number one, yeah, that's what Corker's afraid of. And he's right. You will be blamed for the shutdown because it is clearly your fault. You stood up there for 21 hours telling us how much it was your fault. I don't want this to happen. I want to shut everything down. Then you can get into semantics about no, technically I think they would be shutting it down. But nobody cares. No. It's obvious to the American people that you're the one shutting it down. You will lose that debate. But this guy's the smuggest man in America, and he thinks he's so much smarter than everyone else in the world that even his eyebrows are smug. They're like this, oh, please, the learned gentleman.
You should hear this guy read Green Eggs and Ham.
Yeah.
So you're right. He's like the most smug man in America being interviewed by the most oblivious man in America. We just said everybody knows, the media knows, even the other Republicans know what's going to happen. Sean Hannity, what, do they just hate you because you're new? Because that's the only reason I can see.
I always wanted to know what would happen if Ted Baxter interviewed Joe McCarthy, and there it was.